Yes. Relationships are often interdependent. Somebody might be scared of walking at night, but they don't actually take any preventative measures. Somebody might want to move off campus, but don't actually do it. And so this is more just a space to talk about what's happening as a result of all these issues that are happening on campus related to safety.
You mean like actual newspaper?
Yeah, like the Spartan Daily or something. Write down all the resources that we want to, going based on that. The suicide hotline and then the sexual assault hotline.
I have noticed some changes that San Jose State kind of went through, compared at least for my freshman year, and I just feel like there has technically been a lot more crimes on campus, especially with all the SJC alerts.
It's important to study campus safety because, you know, like many students, I'm on campus about 15 hours a week or more. So just being on campus, you know, makes you want to have a safe environment.
I hope that a lot of people see that this is something serious, that even though it is something we are doing for our class, it's something that, you know, addresses everyone. It's not something that just addresses our class just because we're the ones doing it. It's something that affects every single Spartan that's on this campus and every future Spartan, because if campus safety isn't fixed or tackled, a lot of people won't want to attend San Jose State, and a lot of people could drop out because they won't feel safe here.
It's discouraging to, like, you know, I want to get involved on campus or I'm taking a night class when you're afraid you're going to get jumped, mugged, assaulted, just walking around.
It's not just like, you know, robberies and things like that, but it's just like all kinds of crimes on campus, like sexual assaults and robberies and break-ins, and we had that lockdown in Sweeney.
It was crazy, so just trying to help provide a safer campus for everyone, that's really the main interest and focal point.
No, I've never needed to.
No. The only thing I would say, I don't know if that would mean that I used it, would be the safety alerts, but even then, I don't receive them, and I did opt in, but last semester I didn't receive any, especially when there was a gunman in Sweeney Hall.
I've called UPD once when I saw some kids starting a fire on campus. That's about the extent. I'm aware of like the escort services and stuff, but usually like I'm on campus for other people, so I'm usually in a group, but I often walk alone sometimes. And I always wonder, like, should I feel, you know, secure enough to walk alone, or should I chance calling the escort service? And a lot of the time, I don't know, it's a little, I feel sometimes I can be like a little embarrassed, you know, big, tall man needing an escort just like a few blocks over. That's a factor. And sometimes I feel like I don't really feel comfortable, I probably should use the service.
I feel safe right now. But as soon as the sun goes down, it's a different story. I never felt threatened on campus until I started taking night classes this semester, and I realized that me being a male and being scared, I can only imagine what, you know, I can only imagine how the females feel walking around at night by themselves, because it's a different world.
Sometimes feel kind of safe at night, but not all the time, no.
Surprisingly, I feel safe. You know, maybe it's because I'm more aware of my surroundings, like all the time, even day or night. I know who's walking behind me, who's walking to the left of me. Like, I'm very aware of my surroundings. So I've never felt unsafe, and since I've been here the 4 years, I've practically had night classes maybe once every semester.
Since I started at San Jose State, I've been taking a lot of night classes because it fits my schedule, and I can honestly say I don't feel safe on campus at night. I mean, I bought a taser, I think it was my first semester here. Luckily, I never had to use it, but just walking on campus late at night, it's really scary, especially because I park at the 10th Street garage. And just walking by that area, usually I walk alone, it's pretty scary. Like, I don't really feel that safe because you don't see that many UPD or just anyone like really patrolling the campus.
For some reason, I always told myself that the surrounding area is way safer than the actual campus. So if I'm walking around at night, I will avoid walking into the heart of campus. So things around the student union, I'll just avoid. I'll stick around San Fernando, San Salvador, maybe San Carlos. Also try and walk in groups when I can. I mean, I'm a pretty tall, threatening, bearded individual man, but I still feel like, you know, if there's 3 people who want my money and my phone, they'll take it from me if it's just me. What I've seen a lot of is people like just don't know the resources they have on campus or where they can get the resources. A lot of it's like I had one interview told me that they got a little spiel from their residential assistant, their RA, when they first moved in their freshman year. But my other interview person, they transferred in like myself, so they didn't have that kind of shared knowledge or that kind of experience.
Interviews that I've coded so far, there was only one student who actually said that, 1 or 2 students who actually said that they feel perfectly safe on campus.
It's kind of bizarre. Like, they don't give reason as to why they feel safe, but I just find that interesting.
A lot of people don't want to say that they feel unsafe because, speaking truthfully, a lot of people do get made fun of if they say, oh, I feel unsafe, you know, like they feel that only women should feel unsafe. But it's actually, in interviewing, I found that a lot of males are actually scared as well. So in the interviews, I noticed that they don't feel that San Jose State is prepared to handle if something major were to happen.
When some teachers, during the interview and during the transcriptions I've read, have mentioned if a fire breaks out, if there's a person with a gun on campus, they're not really sure what to do. So having a well-informed student body and a well-informed faculty and staff would change a lot on this campus.
I hope this study accomplishes having others feel safe. I know I'm different and I may, you know, not feel unsafe here, but I know there's a lot of women and men that feel unsafe on campus, and I just hope that this brings awareness to the UPD as well as the, you know, the president and chairmen and all the other, you know, extra stuff that goes into it to make this campus safer than what it is.
We come here to study, but we also come here to feel protected, and it's something that I really hope that with this, it brings awareness to everyone and everyone sees that as Spartans, we should unite for something that's so major and something that can hopefully stop all the violence that's happening on campus and maybe even near campus.
What I really would like to see on this campus is more of like orientation day. They give you a breakdown. UPD gives a little like 5-minute speech like, here's our number, you should call us if A, B, or C happens. Or even if you just feel like this, and really reinforce the services we already have, because I feel like just a lot of people on this campus aren't aware that these options are available to them.
Basically, we just found that the interviews were mixed. We found that some areas people perceived as safe during the day and unsafe during the night. I want to bring attention to this just because during the day, like, the ATMs look pretty safe, but at night you can't really see everything. It's very blurred. And a lot of people, just as we've been talking to them, really highlighted they like this picture just because you can see the contrast of safe and unsafe.
After like reading stuff and, you know, talking to people, and you see what parts of the scary, you're like, man, I walk there all the time. So it's like it is pretty scary.
The scarier ones are when it happens at daytime and there's girls walking or something and they're saying that the guys are walking up to them and just like grabbing their butt.
I don't take night classes. I'm a woman and I'm African American. I feel like I'm definitely targeted.
We asked these 2 women, like, oh, why are you guys walking together? Oh, because it's safer. Okay, that's smart. Obviously, right? Another thing that, you know, that I found that was kind of sad is because of what's happening here at this school, people are scared to live on, you know, this is a quote, students are afraid to live on campus.
Lighting on campus is probably one of the biggest ones we found. This is right here, the walk bridge by the library, right over there. So as you can see, it is really dark. This is by the student union. These are 2 areas where students are always trying to get to. And a lot of them are claiming that they're too scared to walk either.
So you're saying, like,
and
much and assaults.
Visuality of the campus?
Yeah, well, what they're saying is that since they're having so much construction and where it's at, that there's so many little spots where people get assaulted. And that's very unsafe.
My name is Derek Fassell. I'm a humanities major here. What needs to happen is this university needs to be a closed university. It needs to be a university where students can feel safe, where students can use all the facilities that are given to them at any hour without having to worry about what's going on here.
People get their email alerts like many hours after the incident happens, so they thought that should be changed. A lot of our participants in our interview said that maybe most people should just automatically get signed up for the text.
Another quote, this person's saying that they didn't even know we had text alerts. This is a third-year student and they don't even know we get text alerts. And this is just the text that we get. It's just a picture of it. And this is just that we get email alerts. People are saying that, yeah, we get email alerts, but not everyone's on their email constantly. So that it is sometimes to let people know that the text is optional, that we could sign up for it.
It's supposed to be showing all the unknown and known resources, safety resources, San Jose State offers its students and faculty and staff. Good. So mostly known, so we have the blue lights, like student. Are you a student here right now? Do you know about any of the resources we have? The blue lights. I know about the blue lights. Yeah, we have a lot more.
Another factor is waiting outside for public transportation at night. There's many things going on downtown, so that puts people at risk.
UPD escort services can be used at night so that students can feel safe and not have to walk around campus alone.
Here in the park and ride also, that the school provides the park and ride, and the evening shuttle.
That's actually good. They only have one van now, and it's really good because you can go from off campus to on campus, on campus, to campus. I think it's really important.
They also like how downtown was like highly populated, so that's why people felt safer because downtown was highly populated.
Where did you find that flyer?
This flyer, yeah.
Because when I went there, they didn't really have anything. I didn't really see.
This is a safety booth at the student union. They took a picture. There was nothing on campus safety. There was resources about other things, but not campus safety. The second quote, the students claiming that they did a scavenger hunt at the beginning of their freshman year, but that the teacher did scavenging on all these resources, but nothing had to do with campus safety. So she thought it was just as important as any other resource for them to be aware of. And then this person's claiming that they didn't even know UPD existed on campus. So they said that there's something that could have been taught to her, and it could have been presented at orientation. Since it's a beginning stage where there's new people, it's a perfect place.
That's what we're trying to mainly show in our posters. The most recent crimes that have happened, and mainly the crime that seemed to have affected a lot of people.
No one knew this was going on. Like, it upset me because we were in school for 17 weeks, and we found out the 15th week of school.
Right, because if we're having those conversations about why people feel unsafe and what we can do to stop that, then we can then you can see like change on campus.
A lot of them are saying that they want surveillance. There's contradictory because other kids are saying that they don't want it. They don't want somebody watching 24/7, but that maybe they could be in areas where the crime's really high. Another person claimed that they wanted our professors to go through shooter trainings because they want our professors to know what to do in case of an emergency.
Preventive measures is about what students do to take care of their own personal safety. Students find it's more of their personal responsibility to be safer rather than depending on services like UPD. Some personal behaviors that students are taking is being alert and aware of their surroundings while they're walking, especially at night, which includes not using their cell phones, walking around with their headphones at night, and they find it very important to walk with others at night.
One of the suggestions was maybe people on bikes, so it's more visible, so the students feel like, oh, there are UPD around. Right now, I think it says right here that they patrol like 7 days a week on cars, foot, bikes, vehicles, but I haven't really seen them on bikes ever.
So a lot of the interviews that we read and that we did ourselves, a lot of people found that there was just a lack of communication between the campus community and UPD in general, and the ones that did have interactions, they were not positive. They either witnessed some kind of incident or they heard about a friend who had an issue, and that was mostly at night. The main thing that we found was that people do feel safer when they see a presence of UPD, and what they want is just a more dispersed patrol. So they want more of a sense of community. They want more, even just like friendly conversation, like saying hello or asking how are you doing. That way there's kind of at least that appearance that they do care, because it is a commuter school, so it's hard to establish that relationship. So it is a two-way street, because we did talk to a library security guard, and he said that the officers that do say hi to students, they don't get it reciprocated back. So it's, besides being a UPD issue, it is like a community-wide issue on campus.
So these are just implications that we could add. And do you have any questions?
I like this.
Thank you.
I was really proud to watch you all step up and say, well, like, this isn't necessarily truth, this is our population's truth, and this is what people are saying. So today, you served as a voice. I can tell you as an instructor, it's incredibly empowering and enriching to see students take responsibility and to produce something this awesome, and to see people show up and see people engaged, and to know that, like, even if we didn't make immediate change, something happened today.